So this is the lagoon. It's an artificial feature, of course. Eventually, when the lagoon comes, it'll be nice.
Flashback.
I saw a launch recently. It was near downtown. Very big developer. Okay. Now, in that one building, right? Like one, literally just one big tower. Okay. There were 3,000 units. And so it was a big announcement, 50% sold on day one. And I'm like, who are these 50%? Would you like to live in a tower where there are 3,000 apartments? What's your leverage? What's your USP? If you want to sell the apartment, let's say you are 2301. I'm just giving a random example. Can you imagine the supply? I don't know why people don't think it through. An investment should be all about numbers, right? Now, let me give you some facts, all right? So, over the last, let's understand the last 3 years. Now, why I'm saying the last 3 years, Dubai, the complete trajectory of the market changed after COVID. Understanding the market dynamics over the last 3 years is very important. So, let's say villas. Okay, so villas over the last 3 years, around 17,500 villas were sold. Okay, apartments, almost 60,000 apartments were sold. Just the last year alone, 124,000 apartments were sold. This is just in 2024. Okay. Nowadays, I have so many people ask me, what about Dubai Silicon Oasis? What about DREC? I'm like, I used to sell in Dubai Silicon Oasis. So technically, our company is in 2013 one of the pioneers of payment plan. You know how we came up with the concept of payment plan? We started restructuring the debt of certain developers. I don't want to get into names, but I'm one of the first people who sold a payment plan in 2013. We were selling ready apartments around 500,000 dirhams on a 3-year payment plan. They pay 24%, they move in and pay in 3 years. So for me, that is Silicon, beautiful community, no doubt. I've lived in Silicon Oasis at a certain stage of my life because why? There was a school nearby, beautiful community, you've got all kinds of malls, retail, parks. But as an investment destination, why are developers getting into DREC and Silicon Oasis right now? Because in other areas, the plots are too expensive, the construction cost goes too high, they're not going to make profit. In these areas, they make profit. So you need to really think it through. What is your objective? Okay, so now I've classified two important areas for investors. One is waterfront destinations, and one is, of course, townhouses and villas. Now, because of this entire supply situation, if you study the market trajectory, over the last 3 years, you will find that the villas have gone up by 85%, the pricing, and at the same time, the apartments, of course, have gone towards 38%. See, scarcity value is probably the most important thing that investors should assess. Now, that is why in my videos you'll find that if I made this Creek Harbor video, I said the ready apartments are trading at 1,800 to 2,500 dirham per square foot. Why am I investing in off-plan 3,000 dirham per square foot? Why do I buy, let's say, a Damac villa for 2 million dirhams? Because there's no 4-bed townhouse less than, I don't know, 3.5 million dirhams. So this is your very basic skeleton of assessment towards investment, right? Now, apartments, I think waterfront is extremely important. Now, waterfront, what are your destinations? You have Dubai Islands. You have RYM, Maritime City. You have Dubai Creek Harbor. You have Shoba Heartland and Shoba One. I'll explain this. You have Sinia Island and you have Marjan Island, right? Okay, these are of course apart from our saturated markets like Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah, Palm Jebel Ali is upcoming, so that's another PJ. So that's definitely a big important product to consider for investors. Again, I'm not saying Dubai Marina and Palm Jumeirah are bad. I mean, that's for a different model altogether. It's for someone who's looking for something ready to invest. You buy, you start your Airbnb business, you want to take it over leverage. That's a completely different discussion. This is majorly focused on investors. Now, in these as well, what are we going to understand? Okay, what are the sort of prices per square foot that we're dealing with at this stage? So, Dubai Islands, now very interesting. Ellington is coming in Dubai. No, Ellington is considered, Ellington and Shoba are famous in Dubai for the quality of construction. It's a product that we can sell if you have the right unit, right floor plan, right view. It has a good reputation in the market. So Ellington is going to sell something at 3,000 dirham per square foot. RYM, EMAR, if you're looking at a full CV unit, a two bed, we're looking at around 3,000 dirham per square foot, 2,900 to 3,000 dirham per square foot. Maritime City, you have some opportunity because there are some private developers giving it at quite interesting prices. I think we could find something around 2,500 dirham per square foot. DCH, Dubai Creek Harbour, again has touched the 3,000 square foot mark. Shoba 1, see why I added Shoba 1, I'll show you these locations as well. We'll go and I'll explain to you what is the creek, what is the lagoon, why is that Ras Al Khor Sanctuary view important, and what is the coastline, of course. You know, these are a few different water bodies. So over here, recently they had a 40-60 payment plan. So for me, that was very interesting. We could use leverage on the right product. Now, Cinia, extremely interesting, 2,200 dirham per square foot. Marjan has touched 3,000 dirham per square foot. Why is this interesting? This is not Dubai. This is because of the casino. So, and right now, of course, it's the base price. They're sort of twins to each other. So this is the initial price hitting the market. So it has the potential to go towards this price. And why these prices like these? Why is it important? It's the base price. Maritime City again. You're not going to fancy Silicon Oasis, JVC. Now, for example, when someone comes with me saying, oh, JVC was the most powerful selling product in 2024. I'm like, what perspective? 30,000 units were sold that year. And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If 30,000 apartments are sold there, what are the possibility I can sell my unit, right? So what is Silicon Oasis for me? Okay, I've sold one beds at 500,000. JVC, I've sold one beds at 500,000. So there will be a market difference, right? There'll be some certain apartment at 500,000 and certain apartment selling now at what, 1.4 million. Over here, the starting price itself has been this. Dubai Islands also, see these new locations, you have that advantage. That is the starting price of that location. Dubai Islands, you have to be extremely careful. I'm going to make a video on flight path. So we have made a very detailed assessment on the flight path. So how the airport is over here. So Dubai, it goes something like this. So this is where basically Dubai Island is. Now, luckily, so the red zone is where the noise is considerable. Then you have the yellow zone, and then you have the safe zone, right? So your RYM and your Maritime City is, I think, off the zone. So Maritime City is absolutely safe. RYM comes under the casual conversation noise category. But Dubai Islands, there are some parts hitting the red zone. So that's probably Dubai Islands, especially the projects near the creek. So this particular section in Dubai Islands, you need to be careful. I'll make further videos on that. Now, I've made a very detailed report on waterfront properties. I will share that. You can just always schedule a Zoom call and I'll be happy to share those reports with you. And let's understand these waterfront destinations. And then it's extremely important to understand which townhouse destinations you can invest in. Lastly, before we head out and I show you these different water bodies, from now onwards, every sheet that you assess, you need to understand, okay, if the property is handing over at 2029, okay, and if I tell you, okay, I can achieve for you a profit of or appreciation of around 70%, it's very important for you to understand, okay, so 2024, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So per year, what is my increase? At each year, if I want to exit from the investment, how much interest how much capital appreciation I can achieve? This is your opportunity cost, right? It's extremely important to understand your opportunity cost, and you need to invest into assets. In case of a market correction, is it a property that I can take a 10 to 15% hit and I can liquidate immediately? So what are those properties that you can liquidate immediately? That is, see, Dubai is not going anywhere. It's a haven. People want to live here. But where do they want to live? An extremely common demographic is husband, wife, two kids, nanny. So house, yes, check. Europeans love the waterfront destinations, check. So these two are what we're going to assess in the following video. Let's understand the waterfront destinations. This is extremely important, guys. At which stage, when I exit, how much do I make? For a good investment, you can make up to 20 to 25% per annum where you can liquidate. So even if you take a 10% hit, you're okay. On a negative or an average investment goes somewhere between 5 and 10% an annum. So we need to target these products. So hence, waterfront properties, and then the next session will be on where, which townhouses, which stage of the trajectory. But let's go have a look. So this is one of my favorite waterfront destinations. Again, it's not like the creek does connect to the sea. So it is a beautiful water body. I'll be showing it to you. But I love this community. Look, if you just look at the community, it's a beautiful community. Again, Emaar has worked its magic. And if you look at these buildings on my right, something similar is what we can expect in Rashid Yachts and Marina as well. But of course, facing the sea. I'll be putting links of the videos I've made for Sinia Island below. And Sinia Island, Rashid Yachts and Marina, Dubai Islands. I'll put it below, the link, so that you guys have an idea of how it looks. So this is one of my favorite waterfront destinations. You can see the water there. Okay, so that's Shobha 1. Now this is a very important factor, sanctuary. I don't know if this is the best angle. I mean, of course, I wish I was in a higher angle. The view is beautiful. See, facing the sanctuary is fantastic, right? So this is one of the water bodies, okay? I'll show you the creek later and the sea. So there's creek, there's lagoon. I'll show you where the lagoon is. So from Shobha 1, why I know this view really well is because I remember taking the handover of one of their properties. And so that's Shobha Heartland, right? So I remember taking handover one of those properties. They're on a high floor. The view was it was so beautiful. And especially when you could get the skyline and the sanctuary view, so this is the view, you know, you get the sanctuary and the skyline. It's beautiful. So when you look at waterfront destinations, I think we can look into Shobha 1. What is exciting is, can you see those 3 beds over there? You can get the sanctuary and sort of the skyline view. It is a beautiful view. So, and what's more important is the 40-60 payment plan, right? You just have to pay 40% up to handover. I don't know if they'll change that. As of now, it's 40-60. It was initially 60-40. So that could change. Creek Harbour, of course, phenomenal destination. Those 2 buildings that you see there, that's the address. So of course, you get a creek and the skyline view. Now we need to assess lagoon and the coasts. Another very important thing, see, that is Dubai. So that represents Dubai, okay? So being close to this, so 15 minutes if we drive in that direction, we reach Rashid Yachts and Marina. And of course, we go towards the south, we reach the Palm Jebel Ali, Dubai Marina, all that. This side, you get Shobha Heartland, Shobha 1, Dubai Creek Harbour. It's always useful being in a 10-kilometer radius. Should always, and if you're investing in Dubai real estate, always try and be close to the epicenter. So this is the lagoon. I don't know, I've made this video a long time ago, I think about a year or 2 years ago, but this is where it's an artificial feature, of course. Eventually when the lagoon comes, it'll be nice. But as you can see, the density is quite high over here. Now this building, it'll have a phenomenal view. The units that face over there will have actually a sanctuary view. We came from somewhere over there. So it will have a beautiful view. Investment is about numbers. So we'll discuss the numbers of this later. I like the fact that the density was less over there. And I think the density is slightly less in Shobha Heartland too as well. But this is where the future lagoon is going to come. So this is another waterfront property near downtown. Do you see this now? See, it's such a big difference when you enter a Creek Harbor community and you enter here. Do you feel, I can feel the difference. No, that is why I cannot sell every product. Now, see, again, I have nothing against, anyone, but I don't work with certain developers. I don't want to say, I'm so scared to say the name, but I work with very few developers, because if you work with a developer with a significant bad reputation and then with really bad construction quality, you will lose your money. So I just wanted to show, and it's I don't know, I don't like seeing so many buildings together. It just, look at this. It's just it feels like a modified labor camp. Now, this is quite self-explanatory, right? But see, not just the sea with some character. Like, do you see? This is, of course, the marina skyline, but whether it's in Dubai Islands, you will find this sea with downtown skyline in RYM and in Dubai Islands. Now, similarly, let's say in Sinia Island, we'd expect the skyline view of what? The Wind Casino. So similarly, now with a view like this, like imagine any of these buildings, okay, with a view like this, or those towers with this view. It won't be hard to sell, it won't be hard to rent out. Like today I was planning to make a video on why address is extremely important. So I was looking at the rentals. If you check address Skyview, to the rent is going at 3,900 dirhams a night for a one bed a night. I understand it's peak seasons, November, December, but still, can you imagine the numbers? Even if on a low season it goes down to what, 1,500 a night. It just depends on the value. It just depends on the value you invest in. That's why always invest in value. The next video we need to understand about the townhouse and the villas that we need to get into, and why. Like, are we at the right stage in the master plan? What sort of floor plan we're investing in? For example, Damak Islands again. So there was a V3 property facing a lagoon and a park. Privacy. So that's one sort of floor plan that I really emphasized on in Damak Islands that came in. So we'll further probe into Avina Farm Gardens. I've explained this several times. Farm Gardens is an unbelievable investment opportunity. 10,000 square foot plot. But let me get into the townhouse and villas numbers, where we should invest. That'll be the next video. This was the waterfront property investment video. I think what you can expect next is the address and villas and townhouses. Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib. Please subscribe. Feel free to share your comments. Thank you for all the love and support, and speak to you soon.